Hello, everybody. Today we are going to be jumping into Unit 3. Unit 3 covers the American Revolution and the birth of a new republic. This is a very exciting unit because we get to see the formation of our country, how that played out, and then what it actually looks like once the colonies get independence. Then the question is, what do you do with that independence? What is your new nation going to look like? So this unit is a little bit longer. It's about 12 days in length. And it's because it covers a lot of information. It's going to cover 1754, which is the beginning of the 7 Years' War, which we know is the French and Indian War, through 1800, which 1800 would be when Thomas Jefferson wins his first election, and you have the first peaceful transition of power between political parties in our country. So we start with the 7 Years' War, which is really going to be the big event, the catalyst for the colonies getting very, very upset with England and getting so upset that they are ready to declare independence, despite trying over and over again to try to reconcile and make things better with the British. So we have that happen. We have the whole American Revolution happen, which was really the first time that you're going to see on the flag here, the 13 stars, the 13 colonies working all together. Because before this, colonies were very lukewarm in working together. And even when they worked together during the American Revolution, you're going to see that things weren't all hunky-dory, as some people would say, between all the colonies. So we're going to have that. We're going to have the creation of a new government under the Articles of Confederation. Then you're going to have the Constitution, yet another new government coming with the Constitution we're under today. And then the Washington and Adams administrations. And it's very interesting through this, as you see the colonists create a new government under the Articles of Confederation and under the Constitution, you're going to see their experiences with the British and with the American Revolution is going to shape a lot of what comes in our government. The whole idea of a very strictly limited government, which is what you're going to see in the Articles of Confederation, a very weak national government that comes out of that. Again, comes from the relationship they had with the British and them getting tired of everything that the British were doing. That'll have effects later in history too, when you see during the Civil War that the Confederacy would copy the U.S. Constitution, except that they left a lot of powers to the state with that. So with the Constitution coming out, you're going to see even in that is going to have a lot of influence in it from the American Revolution and the experience that the colonists had with the British. So for example, we got a couple amendments. One of no quartering of troops, the right to bear arms. Those were created directly from colonial experiences with the British and what the British had forced them to do or taken from them. So that you're going to have that with the new government, and then you're going to have George Washington's presidency, where he's really going to set the precedent for the future and what a presidency looks like. He's the one that decides to stop being president after 2 terms, which 31 presidents would follow that until FDR came along, and then Congress decided to make that law. So you're going to have George Washington, a man who could probably have chosen to be king of the United States if he wanted to, but he willingly turned over power to the next person. And the other thing with Washington is we're going to get to see the example of his administration. He takes and fills his cabinet with people of all kinds of different views, most notably Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson, who had very, very different views from each other. But George Washington listened to them argue and then took bits and pieces of what they did in deciding how he would govern. And then after George Washington, we're going to have our first one-term president being John Adams. And we're going to get to see what that transition of power from Adams, a Federalist, to Jefferson, a Democratic Republican, what that looked like and how that went for them. So in this unit, just like the last unit, you do have a writing assignment that you have to do, as well as some narratives. Those you do have the whole unit to get those done and get those turned in by the test day. As always, I'm here if you need me. Please let me know. We can set up an appointment to meet if you need help. Email me. That's the fastest way. I'll generally be able to respond to you very, very quick. So get ready. Be excited, because in this unit, we are creating a new nation. Have a great day.